Good evening, everybody. It's Tarot Ass Backward here. I am reading for you on the 20th of December, 2023. And on the heels of the video I did about the reliability of polling that shows Biden down, there was a report in The Guardian, not the most venerable of sources, but still nonetheless worth investigating, since I had wanted to do a reading on Barack Obama and Joe Biden's relationship. I wanted to do one that focused with some clarity, or well, not with clarity, but with some, I'll just say focus on how Biden will do in Barack Obama's eyes for the election, and within that framework, in the Celtic Tarot, with the different positions that represent the different parts of the path, kind of see the nature of their relationship, and if Barack Obama is genuinely worried, having had Joe at his side as long as he did, knowing what he knows about him. So, for entertainment purposes only, however, I am going to read on this evening. Maybe the last president ever elected, truly. He stood before us in the eyes of so many, so remarkably, that everybody pales in comparison since him. And yet now we have to make a decision that could make or break our country. In the midst of all this despondence, where is Barack Obama falling on the issue of substance in Joe Biden, as far as his feeling about Joe's ability to get elected and the tools to do that? For a lot of lives are on the line. No one wants to be left behind. We can't put ourselves through 4 more years. It would be as if we go blind. Okay. Okay. Current forces in motion. 5 of Cups reversed. Well, this is a card you would want to get reversed from the standpoint that there are no regrets between the two of them. You had heard reports years ago, and remember before the election when Joe and Barack were butting heads on certain issues. But if this reading is about the energy between the two of them, this to me is about compromise and letting bygones be bygones, whether it's on policy issues, whether it's on issues, personally, all of it left behind. And of course, too, if we're reading with the component as well about Obama feeling, is he up to this? They have to put it behind, because they really, really do view what is in front of them as a threat, is what I'm getting in front of this cloaked black character, dressed in black, to whom I'd be referring. The greatest challenge to the strength of their relationship and, I don't know, Barack's overall feeling about Joe. Hanged Man. I would say this card would portend maybe the sense that Joe doesn't act with the vigor. And this goes for Joe when he was younger too. Maybe in some ways, for Barack's tastes, there was less instinct at play. And in some ways, a more measured approach that Joe has meant less in the way of risk. So it was about all the time, and even now, looking at things from a perspective that's foreign to either one or both of them at any given time about any one of these issues. What I'm getting from the card is that the time spent together was illuminating in that they complemented each other, but also, and I have to read this as a reversal, one of the hang-ups for Barack, or for, I'm going to think Barack here, was that Joe dragged his feet. And the reason I'm getting that is with the Hangman, of course, it's about seeing something from a different perspective. But when it's reversed, when I have to read it as a reversal, it's about suspended animation and not making a decision. And I think Barack might fear Joe's playing it a little too safe as far as the election's concerned. Or not having, acting more on those visceral reactions that Joe might have in kind to Donald Trump, meaning if Donald slings, Joe needs to sling back a little bit harder. The energy that they're both sitting in as they look toward 2024 is the Hermit. Okay. Low profile, low key. If it were reversed, it would be about humiliation, but it's not. I'm thinking they're sitting in now when they're talking to each other about intense strategy. And that strategy, which I think is what is bothering Barack a little bit here with the Hangman card in retrospect, is that Joe drags his feet and maybe doesn't move with the, I don't want to say vitality, because that's not the right word here, and certainly don't mistake age for weakness, because it's simply not. What I'm saying is, because the Hermit can be an old card too, too much time spent in solitude, not enough time campaigning, getting out that message about what the Democrats have done and what could be potentially lost here. It's still the same circus it always was, guys. You see it. It's not wall-to-wall Trump, but it's enough of Trump to where anybody who's on the fence could latch on to some of the things he's saying for entertainment purposes only. in the past, Ace of Swords reversed. If this is based on their relationship and the relationship headed toward 2024, and I know I repeat that, but there's a reason why I'm doing it. Because I want the card to elicit something based on those two requisite premises, those two requisite foundations. No, those two requisite ideas. Anyway, while I destroy the English language, Ace of Swords reversed. Underestimating, because I'm looking at this here, with the King's Crown, you know to whom I'm referring. I think and this is what I'm getting. I think the two of them believed that the American people as a collective were smarter the first time than to have voted for Donald Trump. And that's not an attack on those who did or suggesting that they felt that they were stupid. It's just that going in hook, line, and sinker for that, the way they did, or the way the majority did, well, not the majority, because he did lose the popular vote. The fact that it could happen, and the fact that America let it happen, still in the past is something about which they had to come to terms. And it was really difficult to try to shape a strategy that could overcome that. And what I'm getting from this card too is that it's a strategy that's hard to overcome still, because for the life of them, as intelligent as they are, and as intelligent a scholar as Barack Obama is, how America could have something like Donald Trump befall it is what I'm hearing is hard to imagine. And also a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I'm seeing sweat with this. So this doesn't happen again. But since it's reversed, the fact that lies emanating from the king, the crown, were able to overcome everything. Subconscious intent right now as they look to 2024 and their relationship as far as what they're trying to do. High Priestess reversed. Things are moving in here, making noises. It's scaring me a little bit. When this card comes in reversed, it can be about being loud. They want to scream from the top of their heads and from the top of mountains that we're in some serious doo-doo right now. And then with JB reversed, it's really weighing heavily on Joe's mind, and the pearls of wisdom that he used to have or would have, he questions himself right now to a great degree. And I think if this is conscious, subconscious, I think Barack actually plays the more measured approach now, and tells him, don't say it, don't feel it, don't give in to the feeling, stay quiet, because if Joe could, he'd be screaming from every rooftop imaginable, but that something is holding him back, and I believe it's Barack. So when people say, or Donald Trump says, Donald Trump insists Barack's running this country, um, we could only be so lucky again. Okay, is what my guides are telling me. Um, okay, so um, near future. Um, Lots of successful fundraising. I'm hearing Barack, and I think it's already started. Um, with the idea that um, we need more than what's enough. Meaning, if we're going to combat them, our treasure chest, which is already like 7 times what they've raised, or because we have heard that's fact. Um, we can't be complacent in that, and a lot of times, say when you get the Queen of Pentacles reversed, she's not necessarily comfortable in that, but the reality is she has all that, and she regrets, she can't feel any other way but not having it. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be too secure is what I'm getting from this, given, and I think this goes for everything. This goes for strategy, it goes for security, it goes to policy, it goes to some of the things Biden's not addressing. Yeah. Um, what they're attracting. Okay, this kind of concerns me a little bit. When we had the Hermit card as the energy in which they're both sitting, and then we have this going on, because a lot of times what's attracted or being attracted is a direct reflection of what energy we're sitting in at the time. We had the Hermit card. This is meant to, it's reversed, so it came in reversed. A lack of inspiration, a lack of hope, a lack of motivation based on the premise that things can be made better. I think it's more about, if it were upright, things coming in fast in the news, but I think they're both burnt out. I hate to tell you this, guys, but I think Barack's burnt out. And Joe Biden is definitely burnt out, because with these wands, I'm thinking burnt out. And I'm also thinking that with everything coming in so fast and furiously, if it were upright, right? But the fact it's reversed, it's an element of, in Barack's case, he's peaked. But in Joe's case, it's almost a lack of, and that's part of getting older, and I'm gonna say it, doddering, like a doddering old man. He doesn't, in certain aspects, he doesn't comport himself the way he should be, for the messages to be communicated viably. Same, not to the degree that Trump is, but they do keep Biden under lock and key, I believe, to some degree. That joke about the basement does still resonate with me, because I kind of feel that way. But more than anything, I just think, instead of something, there's not much in the way of energy moving the campaign for Democratic leadership in 2024, and that's kind of scary, you guys. The only thing they're running on is what I'm getting from this is the hope that people won't elect Donald Trump again. Upright, the world in his hand, okay. So, again, there's a certain element of trade to this, meaning the trade-off is, and I think they might have discussed it, yes, I'm not the favored choice. Yes, I'm aware of it. Yes, I understand. It's a trade-off. And Barack was always the golden boy. And he needs to be, what I'm hearing from this is Barack needs to be an emissary around the world right now. He doesn't mean he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to financially. He doesn't have to do anything he doesn't want to do. But he would make a really great one right now because the world's fate's at stake. The guy's holding the fate of the world in his hands, and I'm thinking that's Biden. If not from the side, as I said before, it looks like ousted and killed leader Muammar Gaddafi, but not in this case. Let's see. So yeah, if this is the influence card, Barack needs to really wield that influence more, because it's weird to say this again, but when Donald Trump comes out and says something like Obama's, in his insanity, Barack is having more of a say than we're giving credit or credence to, for entertainment purposes only. Greatest fear, lack of strength. When you're faced with the choice of the lesser of two evils, and it shouldn't even be about that, because we know, I just had student loans forgiven because of Biden. So I know what he's doing. Okay, it directly impacted me. I felt it. Trying to convey that in that infinite wisdom. I see this with the, infinity symbol here. Is something they're having more and more of a problem with, because the noise of what's happening every day in 3 different trials with 91 different indictments and 19 co-conspirators or 21 co-conspirators, and it's hard to remain resilient when all you see on the TV is Trump. It's a downer, but it also is about it's almost that temperance energy of trying to balance the forces that you need to, in a way, and not being able to. So that's one of the things that they're facing. And it's hard to keep hope. Even, I don't know, you guys. But upright the star. even if it's a fear card, their fear is that they're going to shine so brightly. What I'm hearing from this is that the message will be conveyed, but will it be conveyed and shine as brightly as this star? And it's the same color as this yellow here. So it makes me think the sun is all about Trump and the sunshine and all the strength and all of it. They want to make sure that their message shines the brightest, but their fear is that it won't. I'm getting from this, this is the future outcome. And it came in face up. It's not that they're, I just think what I immediately heard from this is election night. They're going to be up, and it's going to be a lot closer than even, I think, maybe than in years past. And the ultimate outcome, Page of Wands. So if we're going to tie this into what this means for the vote on the trajectory, I kind of don't like this, because what I'm hearing is feudal inspiration. Or if we look at it alternatively, positively, it can be the start of a whole new world and a whole new regime. I mean, the soil's dry, the soil's barren on the land. This is the same color as this. Here's that yellow again, and yellow means warning to me in some ways, but or what I'm also getting, maybe on election night, there's some sort of setback in the counting. I mean, Page is a messenger. But the only thing, I'm not getting anything about the actual outcome of the election overall. What I'm getting is, if this is the energy about they and them, they together, about them together. I'm hearing stick it out. That's all I'm hearing. Stick it out. Less than an ace, less than a king. I'm hearing, for some reason, I'm hearing this election being one and one, about one issue and one issue only. And maybe that issue is just making sure Trump doesn't win. And that's the message. And that's what the messenger is delivering. All right, I'm going to upload this. Bye.